So I'm Tommy, and I'm back with another great video. So here in this video, we have a crazy lady who calls and says this man kicked her door down and he left on foot. But come to find out, this man is crippled from the waist down. And the police were just too stupid to figure it out, so they arrested him. Enough of me talking, let's get to the video.
News now at 7. A Metro Atlanta Police Department now under fire for how it investigated an alleged attack and home invasion.
So what happened?
He kicked in the door. I ran. He choked me out.
An Atlanta News first
So you heard her. He kicked the door in and he choked her out and then he ran.
investigation uncovered evidence that woman may have fabricated her story. Investigative reporter Andy Parati found it led to the arrest of a man who says he is innocent.
536 just confirming you're advising to go 20 front door.
College Park police respond to a home in June 2024.
Oh, thank God.
Hi, how you doing?
After Katherine Jensen says her ex-boyfriend attacked her minutes before they arrived.
So what happened?
He kicked in the door. I ran. He choked me out. Tried to get the keys from my hand of my truck.
So he grabbed you by your neck?
Handling myself.
You say he kicked the door in?
He did.
Now she says several times he kicked the door in, he choked her, and he's just too strong. She can't handle him herself.
Charles Reed is the man Katherine claimed broke into her home and assaulted her.
She said I kicked in the door.
And why is that a problem?
Because I'm in a wheelchair. And have been for 25 years.
Oh, come on.
Charles cannot move his legs. He's paraplegic following an accident when he was a teenager. Andrew Fleischman is Charles' attorney.
She describes that he's of average build,
Tall, short,
Average height.
that he has brown hair, that he's in black clothing,
so all black.
I want to say yes, sir.
but not that he's in a wheelchair. Never mentions it. And that is probably the number one thing you'd mention about somebody.
Right, she never said he was in a wheelchair or anything. Like, if you out there and you support this type of behavior, you just stupid as fuck.
Especially as they're running away.
On foot.
I guess he took off on foot.
Charles and Katherine did date, but it was more than 20 years ago. They never kept in touch. He's been married for a decade with a newborn. And the day of the alleged attack, Charles says he was at a dinner party with friends.
Did police contact you at all?
No, not at all. Not a single time.
You didn't get a phone call?
Not a phone call.
You didn't get an email?
Not an email. Not a visit.
No one questioned you about this?
Nope.
For 9 months, Charles says he had no clue officers had a warrant out for his arrest for aggravated assault until the federal government alerted him when he tried to renew his passport. So he emailed Officer McKinley Boletti and set up a time to meet at the police department last month.
Then I finally go up there literally knowing absolutely nothing about it. I essentially surrendered myself because I was that innocent.
According to the body camera video, Officer Boletti questioned whether he was actually disabled.
Unfortunately, you do have the warrant out for your arrest, so I'm gonna have to place you into custody.
Is this a joke?
Charles warned the officer putting handcuffs on would likely make him fall because of his paralysis.
I'm sitting there literally exactly like this in my chair, and so he handcuffs me, and I'm like, hey, like, just FYI, like, I can't move. I literally can't. I don't have muscle control.
It's too late.
So you tried to force this man up, but you know, people don't understand where cops get this shit from. They get this shit from, I'm just gonna say it, white America supports them. Black motherfuckers been telling you they dumb since the beginning of time, but white America supports this shit, so they think they can get away with it. White America, wake up. It's your fault that the police are the way they are.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
So he throws this man on the floor after this man's telling him he's crippled and been crippled for 25 years. This is the most craziest shit. And I know stupid white motherfuckers is gonna get in my comment section and talk shit. But I promise y'all, it's y'all that give the police their power.
I mean, I could have broken my hip and died, like, very quickly.
How did they respond?
They literally sat there and just watched me writhe on the ground.
The officer still didn't believe Charles was disabled.
This cop should be fired. These cops should be fired. And everybody in the world should be begging for them to be fired. But I know it's always going to be these stupid idiots that try to make the guy out to be the bad guy. No, these cops are stupid, and they represent 90% of the police forces across America. Most police are this dumb. Remember, they're just people off the streets, just like you and me. But for some reason, we give this status that they're heroes. Police are not heroes. They show up 95% of the time after the crime. And then more than half of their cases go unsolved. How the fuck did they fall into the hero category? Bullshit.
Neither did a supervisor who never put his eyes on Charles before saying this.
It's a ruse, man. So I mean, it's an obvious attempt to not to go to jail. So
a fellow officer.
So he never got off his ass. He never went out there and seen the dude. And he says, oh, he's faking. You know why he says it's faking? Because a white lady made the complaint. This is proof. In America, if you white, you just right. And unfortunately, she made the complaint against another white dude who's trying to tell you I'm crippled. So it's like a conflict. Oh, this white lady right, but this white man wrong. I swear, but, white America supports the police. This is why blacks is getting killed, whites is getting killed, and many other races are getting killed by police because people blindly support them.
Officer disagreed.
Might need to call the district attorney's office because if the door was kicked in, he didn't kick it in.
Finally, Officer Belletti admits he could be wrong.
Because now it's looking like she might have made a false report.
Duh. Oh, do you think she made a false report? I hope they were sued. I hope people lost their job. And thank God for the one black officer who was able to say, yeah, this dude ain't kicked no fucking doors in.
Started to hurt me about March of this year.
And mind you, she never told him he was in a wheelchair, so we know she was lying. We know she was hiding the truth.
A year before Katherine claimed Charles assaulted her, the Noonan Police Department, about 30 miles away, arrested her for theft and forgery after allegedly filing a false police report claiming someone stole from her. Fleischman says officers...
So as you see, this is what she do. She files false police reports. And the police lets her get away with this type of behavior.
Have access to a state database identifying prior arrests, but Officer Belletti never mentions Katherine's arrest record in the incident report.
I've never seen a case where somebody was so clearly innocent and it would take so little work to establish it and nobody was willing to do the work.
It was a tumultuous relationship.
According to this email obtained by Charles,
she dated this man 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And she was allowed to make this fake police report. A cop tried to arrest this man, threw him on the floor. The supervisor said, without getting out his seat, without going to see this man, clearly it's a ruse. But nobody thinks these white cops and black cops should be fired. They are idiots. This whole police force needs to be investigated because clearly ain't a bright officer on it. I'm lying. There was one black cop who said, man, this nigga ain't kicked no doors in. It's not possible.
Attorney Katherine wrote to a College Park police detective this week asking to change her statement, writing, "My mental state and physical trauma in that moment worked to confuse me. Please contact me at your convenience so I can edit the information in the report and clear the name of an innocent man."
How's this impacted you?
Well, I haven't been able to leave my house in a meaningful way in 2 or 3 months, just out of fear that I'll be picked up for an arrest warrant.
Has the police department apologized?
Not a single bit. Haven't heard a word from them. In fact, we've been trying to get into communication with them repeatedly, both me and my lawyer.
Because ultimately
that's what happens in America. Police will whoop your ass, beat you, shoot you, and then be like, oh shit, we made a mistake, or you beat the case, and they don't apologize, and it gets played off as we're doing our job. Well, this is a perfect example where They were doing their job, but they just wasn't interested in getting to the truth. So just imagine how many people has been arrested and took into prison without police getting to the truth. It's scary, but no one gives a fuck when you got white America, which is the predominant race on the earth, supporting these type of police. Us black people, when we screaming and yelling police is dirty, white America doesn't give a fuck. White America doesn't come to their defense. Only when white America falls victim to the police do they say, oh, the justice system is broken.
That's all we're asking for, just to be adults. Take responsibility when you make a mistake and try to fix it.
College Park Police did not respond to repeated requests for comment about this case. We reached out to Katherine Jensen. She also did not respond, but her mother says she now acknowledges Charles did not attack her. Katherine has not been charged in this case.
And you see, she has not been charged. She made a false statement. Police actually threw a crippled man on the floor. The supervisor said he was lying. And then come to find out, he ain't seen this bitch in over 20 years. She is crazy, delusional, definitely needs to be arrested. Like I always say, I present you with the facts. I give you my opinion on those facts. And if you like how I do that, click that like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all so you can get notifications every time I drop one of these videos. If you're a supporter of the channel, much love and respect goes out to you. I salute. And if you one of these haters that support police that's doing dumb shit like this, cut the shit. That part.